Hi everyone, and welcome to the Panquake.com February public delivery meeting. My name is Suzie Dawson, founder of Panquake, and I'm really thrilled to be here with you to give some of our biggest announcements ever about the development progress of the Panquake product and our campaign. I have prepared a presentation for you, and let's jump into it. Okay, so as we do every month, we'll just quickly recap where we're at in our fundraising progress. We're currently at 25% funded on phase 3 out of 3 of our crowdfunder campaign. We're at $172,404 raised. As you know, we're still working on our blockchain build at present, and we're still recruiting beta testers for our team of 5,000 for the beta release of our product. I see those pouring in every single day, those beta applications, which is just amazing that so many people are getting the message that this cool product is coming and that they want to jump in at the ground floor of that. Of course, Talk Liberation is still publishing your worldwide internet report on a regular basis. We have another publication due, I think, in the next 24 hours. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't at talkliberation.substack.com. Every paid subscription to Talk Liberation directly contributes to the Panquake campaign. 100% of net profits from Talk Liberation are repurposed as contributions to our crowdfunder. Now, you may have seen recently John Kiriakou, famed CIA whistleblower, tweet this tweet on Twitter. And he said, "I just had a demonstration of Panquake and was left speechless. The technology is positively futuristic, and there is no other platform in the world that is so protective of our privacy." John has joined us as an official endorser. You will see his image now on our endorser page on panquake.com. And obviously, this is a guy who knows how important privacy is, how important security and internet security is, and how important freedom of communication and the ability to circulate important information to the public is. So that's a ringing endorsement. That endorsement came about because we were able to show John not just what Panquake looks like, but actually how it functions. John was able to see a demonstration of the working, functioning Panquake.com interface. That interface, as you know, we've been progressing for the last few months and it has been coming along swimmingly. In the last 4 weeks, we have completed the profile panel on the dashboard. We have user stats and interactions in. We don't yet have them hooked up to stat service because obviously to have correct tallies of interactions is like going to require multiple users active, etc. So we are working on that infrastructure and it will be in place for beta. But right now, the visual representations, the ability for those stats to be displayed in the dashboard is in there. Durations and timestamps are in. So now if you send a Quake on our platform, it will say 1 minute ago, quaked 1 minute ago, quaked 5 minutes ago, and ticks over correctly to display the correct duration. Without any page loads. It's all dynamic, it's all real time. You don't have to refresh the page to see it. It just happens right in front of your eyes like magic. It's really beautiful. And our timestamps and date stamps are what will hyperlink through to our block records. Follow buttons are in for users. The ability to add and stack Panquakes. The Thunderquake meter itself is built as well. We've nailed all of the logic and the rules around that. And now we will just need to implement the actual delivery of Thunderquake points to the users and the exchange of them between users. We are right now doing our payment integration, which means that by next month's delivery, we'll be able to tell you that not only can we now have users register on Panquake and authenticate and send messages and set profile, etc., but they actually can go through and subscribe to the network and make a payment, and that those funds will then hit our bank account. So that's obviously a major milestone when we hit that point. And we are a very short space of time away from that now, which is super exciting. Our ability to edit profile and access account settings is in, though there are quite a few miscellaneous submenus within those account setting options which have not yet been done. And that's on our short-term list to build out those internal pages. And also the construction of the user directory so that you can look up other users on the network is on our immediate to-do list as well. Once all of the tasks of the build tasks for the interface have been completed, then we will create what we call the orientation flow, which is once you've created a Panquake account, you get like a selection of screens that if you want, you can just escape out of them. It's not mandatory. You can get rid of them if you're not interested. But if people are wanting to learn how to use the network, use the system, get the most out of it, then they can step through that flow and learn about the different parts of the application. Okay, and last month I showed you a near-term delivery schedule for what was going on. On that, we were wanting to complete the WL Dragnet FOSS release. Hopefully by now you know that we did that. It's done, dusted, and published. If you check the news page on panquake.com or the updates page on our gogetfunding.com/panquake, you can see all the details there. Also on talkliberation.substack.com as well. You'll be able to see the press release. You'll be able to hit the links through to the code base and review the code for yourself. I have not heard a single complaint actually or a single piece of negative feedback about that release. And I've heard plenty of positive feedback. The Git that we prepared and made public is, in my opinion, flawless. The presentation of it is as professional as anything I've ever seen in my life. The documentation standard is very high. We really crossed every T and dotted every I with that, and our development team deserve full credit for it. We also told you we wanted Panquake Interface 1.0 by the end of February. Like I said, there's still some bits and pieces that need to go in on that, but by and large, the major components are there. I'm happy to call that ticked off for now, being that we're able to demo it. It's at a high enough standard that people like John Kiriakou are able to look at it and are being blown away by how amazing it is. So another big tick there. This month, we have to finish our infrastructure and service planning for the delivery. So that means customer service systems, account administration systems, content moderation systems, and technical support systems for the product. So this is the documentation and the processes by which we'll be able to train our support staff for the product, which you, by donating at panquake.com/donate, are helping to fund the hiring of that team so that we can get this delivery out there. Now, as you know, recent events have been a little bit chaotic for most of this planet, and particularly those of us who are in Europe. So because of that, we have had a few delays around blockchain implementation, but we will be keeping our nose to the grindstone on that and keeping moving on it. And we'll advise you if there is any change around the amount of time it takes us to develop it. But know that it is happening. There isn't any technical obstacles yet. It's just been practical obstacles around people having to adjust to various circumstances. Okay, every month we release our TalkLib publication metrics. So in February, we are at 1,380 subscribers. 8% of those are paid subscribers, and we still have an astronomically high opening rate at 31% average opening rate on our email newsletters. As I mentioned, we're now in the final phase of fundraising at 25% of phase 3. When we hit 100% on phase 3, we will be able to put Panquake into your hands. So one of the biggest tasks in front of all of us this year is to ramp up the fundraising and blast through that final phase, because this is it. There's no more fundraising to do after that. That will be the completion of the crowdfunding campaign, and you will have the product that we've worked so hard to bring you and that you've been so amazing at supporting us and helping to make happen. And I talked through just before exactly what that phase 3 target is going to get our community. Okay, so I'd just like to have a little chat about what's next. We have actually, as a team, been debating for some time now when is the optimal time to release to the community the look and feel of Panquake? When do we actually get to show everyone what it looks like? Obviously, there are commercial reasons why we didn't want to hand over this type of information early on in the piece, but being at the point now we actually have a functioning interface, we feel a lot more confident in that now is a good time to do it. We want you to be able to see what has been built. We want you to be able to see the quality and the care that has gone into it. We want you to see how unique it is compared to other applications, and really how futuristic it is. Just like John Kiriakou said in that tweet, Panquake, the interface, the dashboard, the application, the commercialization model, completely futuristic next generation technology. So we will be reaching out very shortly to all of our endorsers, including people like Jimmy Dore, Garland Nixon, Graham Elwood, and Lee Camp, et cetera, Peter Lavelle. And we will be asking them to help us to present to the public the first look ever at the panquake.com dashboard. So keep an eye out for that. I know the thousands of people who've contributed to this campaign will be so gratified to get to see for themselves what people like John Kiriakou have gotten to see so far. I just want to say thank you all for helping us get to this point. It's like, God, it's only like 8 months since we hired on the dev team, and we're at the point where we can publicly show the product. That's like unheard of, literally unheard of. So super proud of everyone who's involved. And I'd like to invite Sean O'Brien, our Chief Security Officer, on to say a few words, because Sean has been involved in this every single day, every step of the way. He has a very insider knowledge, but he's everything to us. He's one of the family, and he's the rock that we all lean on. Sean, what can you tell people about this experience of the pace of the development of the interface and everything else that's happening at Panquake at the moment?
Well, thank you so much, Suzie. And yeah, I'm happy to be working on this every day and to see the huge changes. It's just astronomical. So yeah, this month, as you said, we had our first FOSS release of code. I hope that really shows, and I think it definitely does, the standard of the quality of what we release, the documentation that comes along with it, even though, that's not Panquake. It gives you a little bit of a hint of where we're going, our ability to produce, our ability to traverse the software development life cycle, and then get you free and open source software at the end of the day. So that's huge. So happy with that. The look and feel of the product, and seeing the interface come together and really gel around the plans that we've had now for, as you say, about approximately 8 months. We've been developing. That's so cool. Seeing little things like the Thunderquake meter, actually moving, the little hand on the meter is really, really cool stuff. And to be able to demo that for John Kiriakou the other day was just great, and really a highlight of my career, I would say. I'm quite happy to be able to show someone of that stature something so amazing that really comes from just love and dedication to privacy, to security, to users, to respect for people, and to trying to get voices out there like John's that are so important. So yeah, as you said, we are moving into blockchain, but some things may have to be shuffled a little bit there. I am working on the infrastructure plan, which I know I described a little bit in the last delivery meeting. I think I may have given a little too much information, not information, but sort of outlined it as if it were an internal thing I was talking about with infrastructure. And actually, that infrastructure we're talking about has to do with the Panquake service. So it has to do with bringing you everything you need to interact on Panquake, to get, for example, statistics of your followers to your timeline, right? To make sure that we have all of the systems in place to deliver the services we need to deliver. And yeah, working on that pretty diligently. The payment integration is coming together quickly. We should have that done this month. That's going to be really exciting to be able to actually go through the process of checking out and signing up for a Panquake account. And Yeah, I think that's one of the, last major steps in sort of this first functional phase, I guess I would say, of having the interface working, clickable, and being a real, reified thing. So it's really exciting, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
There are so many things about the interface that I love so much, and I'm not sure how many of them I should be talking about. I love, like, we have a true bottomless content timeline. Like, you just scroll
So
and more
cool.
content appears, and you scroll and more content appears, you scroll, and there's just none of this forward or back, none of this page loading, multiple windows. We've got rid of all of that. Everything is dynamic. It all happens in front of your eyes, second by second, has this real time feel to it. And I just love it so much. The presentation of the quakes on the timeline is beautiful, absolutely flawless. The presentation of the interactions, etc. One of the other things we're doing very soon, I think third week of March, actually, we had it scheduled for, is media integration as well. So being able to add in the videos and have a nice big fat video viewing window as well. So really super cool, exciting stuff. Amazing to have gotten this far, this fast. Really, the pace of the development, I'm sure you felt it, Sean, but it's just gotten faster and faster. It really feels like it has, which is really cool. And so happy to be able to report all of this positive news to our community. So you will see us doing a bunch of interviews and events in the coming times, and you will finally get to see Panquake. Okay, we're going to leave it there for today. Thank you all so much. Please know that no matter what happens, we will keep delivering. Thank you all, and see you next time.